after a 90 minutes of a very good football between PSG and then Tottenham Hotspurs in the UEFA Super Cup final. We saw PSG, winning the title against Tottenham Hotspurs. Tottenham Hotspurs flopped the game at a point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kobo Sports Room, and this is your review of the UEFA Super Cup final between PSG and then Tottenham Hotspurs. Let's get straight into the video. So we are moving straight into the game. Going into the game, we saw that certain players would, miss the game. One of them was Joao Neves, who had a red card in the FIFA Club World Cup that affected him in the Super Cup final. We had, Dominic Solanke didn't start the game and all of that. Viz Bissouma also missed the game because of disciplinary issues, and Viz Bissouma should be very careful, So some of the players were missing in the setup, even in PSG. Joao Neves was missing in the setup, so he gave the two coaches certain headache. And Thomas Frank set up his team in a 5-3-2 shape. So this approach is quite defensive, but I'm shocked of the the principles of the 5-3-2 formation because it is set up in a defensive shape. But Thomas Frank didn't stay at the back. No. He didn't stay at the back. As a matter of fact, I have said it on countless occasions on other platforms that when it is a final, you have really worked hard to be in the final. So when you go there, don't show any sign of fear, any sign of panic, because it is the panic that is going to kill you. And Thomas Frank set up his boys in a very good way. Defensively, they were strong for about 80 minutes in the game. They were very strong defensively, even in the first half and then some part of the second half. Very, very strong defensively, very, very compact in terms of defense. But going forward, that was where the fear started to, pop in. That was where the panic was coming in. And PSG capitalized on that to equalize all the two goals. But I will congratulate Tottenham Hotspurs because, I believed in them that they are going into a game like this. They shouldn't sit back. They should open up for PSG because Chelsea has made us see that when you open up for PSG and you hit at them, you will be able to win them. And it was evident in the Club World Cup final. 3-0 against PSG. They couldn't even score a goal. They had all their boys, but they couldn't score a goal. So Tottenham Hotspurs going into the game, I saw the glimpses in the game. They picked something from the Club World Cup final and it worked for them for about around 80, 70 something minutes, and then everything just fall off just like that. But some individual brilliance in the game will just commend some individual, top performance in the game, and then we'll move to PSG and we bring this video to an end. First of all, we'll congratulate Mohamed Kudus, even though he didn't win the game or he didn't win the trophy, but he was very, 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 very brilliant on the day. Very, very, very brilliant on the day. And he was one of the reasons why Tottenham Hotspur lost the game. When Mohamed Kudus came off, PSG didn't see any need to defend again. They pushed all their boys forward up front. Marquinhos was, nearing the center circle. Pacho, all those guys were coming. Nuno Mendes didn't have anything at the back of his mind that if I overlap, someone is going to catch me on a counter attack or on a counter break. So the substitutions of Thomas Frank in a way contributed to their losing the trophy. But I big him up. I congratulate him. He showed character. He did really, really well in the game because I didn't expect Tottenham Hotspurs to play to this certain standard. But obviously, it is a new coach, so expected. All these kind of performances are expected, and the players will put up a very good performances to sort of prove something to the coach. So Mohamed Kudus, big shout outs to him. He did really, really well. The successful dribbles, he was, robust, the physicality, dribbles, shots, everything. Kudus was there. He was doing every single thing right. If he left Kudus and Richarlison on the pitch for about 80 something minutes, Tottenham Hotspurs could have won the game because as at that time, PSG had no business to push all their boys up front, because when you push all your boys up front and there is Richarlison and Kudus and the ball is being sent across and on a long, ball, they can punish you. But after all these guys came out, Matistel came in the game. We didn't see anything, and he has had some racism, chant or racism, comments concerning, his football, the way he played yesterday, and all of that. We don't condone racism in world football right now. And we are still, passing racial abuse comments. We are still passing, racism is still in the game. I mean, personal belief, I don't think racism will be out of football. I don't think racism will ever stop in Europe. Even in Africa, racism is here. So racism is part of human being, but what we can do is to limit it. That's my personal belief though. Racism can never be eradicated, but it can be limited. So, I mean, they are doing all things possible to limit the racial abuse comment or the racism especially in Europe with respect to the black boys or, yes, the black American boys. So when Kudus and Richarlison went off in a game, it gave PSG a belief that if we will be able to get a goal before the 80 minutes or before 85th minute, we will be able to take the game to penalties. And they took the game to penalties and won the game. Lucas Chevalier, the performances wasn't that bad because most of the goals or some of the goals I thought wasn't, he could have done better, but I mean, it is what it is. I still see him as a very, very talented goalkeeper who is coming up, and I think that he will help PSG. It's not the fact that I love Donnarumma, so I will chastise or I would have to chastise Lucas Chevalier. No, yesterday I will give him 5/10, 5/10 because I know that Lucas Chevalier can do a bit more better than what he did yesterday. So it's not like Wassa. No, on sign, but I mean, it is what it is. That is his first game, a big game, a Super Cup final. So it is expected that all these performances can, pan out or would happen. Now, in the middle, it was Zai Emery for PSG, Vitinha, and then Desiree Doué. Desiree Doué moved from the front to the middle. I thought Fabien Ruiz should have been in the middle to sort of, but for ball retention sake, to sort of, bring that technical ability, that technique in the middle there, just to control the middle, because we saw Fabien Ruiz coming in and then all the game changed. PSG midfield changed. So, Luis Enrique, I don't know how the thought process was going into the game, bringing, Bakola in front and then Desiree Doué at the back, because Desiree Doué on an regular should be a right midfielder or in a 3-man midfield, but he has played in front or as a winger for a very long time now. Most part of the last season he played as a left winger, so bringing him back to the right midfield would sort of do something, because he was leaving the midfield and he left Vitinha and Zaire Emery in the midfield, and that is why you saw Pap Matassa, Joao Palhinha, Rodrigo Bentancur doing all those things in the middle. But when Fabien Ruiz came, the situation changed. The situation in the middle calmed. It was very, very calm in the middle. And PSG took the game, controlled the game, and then equalized all the 2 goals. So I think that Bakola shouldn't be a starter. Yes, Bakola should be someone, a super sub to sort of things. Starting Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and then Desiree Doué should have been, the right pairings or the right attack for PSG. Vitinha, Fabien Ruiz, and then Zaire Emery comes in for Joao Neves. Do all the dirty works for the team. But let's move to Ousmane Dembele. He won the man of the match at the night, and people are saying that he didn't deserve the man of the match. From the game I watched, he also equally deserved the man of the match. Where you check players like Mohamed Kudus, Pap Matassa, Vitinha, and then Dembele, they all deserve the man of the match. So if Dembele was able to, his assist was very, 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 very crucial in a game. Last minute assist for Gonzalo Ramos to, equalize the goal, took the game to penalties and won the game on penalties was very crucial. And then even in the first, goal, the goal was initiated by Ousmane Dembele. It was his cross that led to a deflection, and Vitinha, did the assist for Kan In Lee or Lee Kan Yi. So Ousmane Dembele was very instrumental in PSG equalizing all the 2 goals. So if he wins the man of the match and you tell me he doesn't deserve the man of the match, I don't know. Probably maybe you are a Barcelona fan and you don't want him to win the man of the match because it is going to worry you. But let me state it emphatically that Ousmane Dembele won the Ballon d'Or when he won the Champions League and completing the treble for PSG, won the best player in PSG, won the best player in the French League, won the top scorer in the French League, and also won the Champions League player of the season. That was where he won the Ballon d'Or. It wasn't even about the Nations League. It wasn't even about the Club World Cup. And it's not even about the Super Cup. I mean, it all adds up to his, achievements. But it wasn't because of the Super Cup, the Club World Cup, or the Nations League. He won the Ballon d'Or when he won the treble for PSG. So that was where Ousmane Dembele won it. So if you are a Barcelona fan and you think that yesterday Ousmane Dembele didn't deserve the man of the match because of your, some agenda for Lamine Yamal for the Ballon d'Or, forget it. Forget it. But on a real, Tottenham Hotspur, I feel they will do well because I trust Thomas Frank and I know that he will do well for Tottenham Hotspur. It's not the end of the world. You just, came into the club, played the final, and you lost. So it is not the end of the world. 2-2 between each other. PSG are champions again. Drop all your comment down below. Drop all your thoughts on the comment down below. Who do you think is winning the Ballon d'Or? Who do you think deserved the man of the match in the Super Cup yesterday? Drop all your comment down below. This is Kobo Sports Room, and this has been your review of the Super Cup. Thank you so much for your time. Click on the subscribe button. Take care of yourselves and peace.